We are back, guys. We're back. Kat and I are excited to have a chat and a catch up. Welcome to We Forgot What We Were Saying.
I forgot what it was called.
Yeah, so did I. You might hear baby noises in the background because I had my little boy and he has woken up for a feed. So we thought we would just do this one really, really relaxed since it's technically our first one back, and we've essentially started recording as soon as we got on the phone to each other.
Yeah.
So we don't know where this is going. This is going to have no structure.
No, and look, our past ones haven't had heaps of structure, but usually what we do is we jump on, we might chat for a bit, and we start like yakking away, and then we're like, hang on, we actually need to record this thing. And we just thought, we'll jump straight into it. But it's been a while. It's been a couple of months since we have done any update on beauty news or this channel or even Hailey's channel. I know you put up some edited
old content.
Old content. So from Hailey's end, she's been very MIA because she's had her bub. And what do we want to talk about? What are you comfortable talking about, Hailey? Just
Look, all
give us
of
an
it.
update because you've had a lot going on, not just baby, but life.
Yeah. Look, all of it. I'm happy to talk about it all. We did have a chat. The last one was talking about how my pregnancy was going a bit sideways. And I didn't talk too much about what the problem was. But I thought, now that everything has sort of resolved, Bub is here and safe and super healthy, I might just touch on that real quick. So it was nothing majorly serious, but I had an insufficient placenta and that resulted in intrauterine growth restriction. So Bub was tiny when he come, and what we were aiming for was 37 weeks. And basically I had a C-section booked for 37 and 1 or 2, I think, and we didn't quite make it. We got to, I think it was 36 and 2. So missed out on the baby moon. I went to hospital one day for monitoring, which I was having monitoring done twice a week. And the doctor come in to see me, or the obstetrician, and he said, we don't want you to go home. We want you to have this baby either tonight or tomorrow morning. And I was like, well, fuck. Okay.
Well, when you told me you had a baby moon booked at like 37 weeks, I was like, girl, you're crazy.
Yeah, I know. And you know what? At no stage did I ever think that we would have a baby moon. It wasn't on the cards for me. I didn't necessarily want one. But Chris's beautiful mum said to Chris and I, for Chris's birthday, would you like me to book you a hotel stay somewhere, like down in Margaret River or in the city or whatever, and you can have a little baby moon? And Chris was like, hell yeah. And I was like, oh, okay, well, if you want to do it, I'm down to do it. We opted to do it in the city, so we were still like close to home, close to the hospital and stuff like that. And we had 2 nights that were gifted to us, and then we had booked an extra 2 nights. So if everything had gone to plan, it might have just been a lovely little long weekend away. Mm-hmm. But we didn't get to do it anyway, so it didn't matter. But yeah, look, everything went well with the birth, other than it sort of being a bit of a whirlwind and unexpected. I had, the day I went in for monitoring, I also had a video chat with the anaesthetist, who was, going to give me my spinal and stuff for the C-section that was meant to be booked a week later. Spoke to him and I was like, I'm actually in the hospital now having, monitoring done. And I've been off that call for about 5 minutes and the doctor comes in and I'm just like, get fucked. I've got a baby moon. I'm not ready. I haven't even finished packing. What are you doing? So that was really whirlwind, but everything went really well. Like, the C-section was actually a really positive experience.
Oh, that's good.
Because I felt like, look, I was pretty worried about him because none of the doctors were, none of them would offer me any like really positive information on him. I did have one obstetrician say, like, you know, his weight is kind of good for his gestational age. But there was also a lot of like things that they were saying where made me think he could end up in NICU. So it was like, you know, breathing and stuff like that. So I was a bit worried.
But that's super common for preemie babies.
Absolutely.
Yep. Like, and your bub didn't end up having to go to NICU, which is quite uncommon for little baby born preemie. Do you reckon it's because you had those steroid shots throughout, like prepping for it?
Yes, that was actually something. So when I first went into the hospital, and I went in because I wasn't feeling him move as much, and they found the issue with my placenta. They gave me the steroid shots, and the doctor actually told me the reason why we give these is to make their lungs stronger. So that they don't have those breathing issues, because apparently breathing issues are one of the main things that sort of gets them into the NICU when they're born prem.
Because the lungs are one of the last things to sort of develop,
Correct, yes. So I was like, okay, that's great. You know, I've had both of the steroid shots, so there's a really good chance that he's going to be okay. Also, did you know that those steroid shots can only be given between a certain gestation of the baby?
Really?
I think he said it was before 34 weeks, and I got in at like, I think it was 32 and a bit, or it might have been 33 and a bit. So I like scraped in there, and apparently after that they're not as effective or not effective at all. So
interesting.
I can't remember exactly, but he explained it to me at the time. So that was really good. But also having those shots was what made that, you know how I had that horrible like chest, I was really sick. I had something called HIB, and I don't know how to pronounce like the full name of it, but it's HIB. They vaccinate against it now, which is great. So it's actually very rare to get it, but I got it. And because I'd had those steroid shots, my immune system was in the toilet, which means it just sort of took over. And I was fucked.
Yeah.
I was really sick. And he's been vaccinated against it now. They said he probably technically didn't need it because he had it in utero, but I was like, I want him to have it anyway because it was horrible. It was really terrible. And when I took him for his vaccinations, there was a lady there. I was going in for my vaccination. What was it? RSV. So I went in for RSV, and I was telling them how I'd had HIB and I couldn't come in to get the vaccine when I was supposed to get it for RSV. And she was like, oh, we literally just had a mother who said that she didn't want her baby to have the HIB vaccine because it's rare and it's not around. And I was like, it's around. It's fucking around, all right? It's around and it's horrid. Yeah, it's in the room with us. So, yeah, I was, I just thought it was interesting that I had it and then they had that little anecdotal story. But look, everything went really well. Bub didn't have to go to NICU. He stayed with me the whole time. He kicked goals, We did have to bottle feed because he was little and losing weight, and that's not unusual. If you try and breastfeed, it takes a while for your milk to actually come in.
That's a story we can both complain about. That's a whole story.
I think we will do it.
Yeah.
Oh, what are you cracking the sands about?
Little man.
Yeah, he's old enough now to have sort of developed his little personality, and I'm rubbing his head and he's like, I don't want you to, leave me alone, I'm drinking my bottle. So,
he's telling you off.
I
can hear him.
He is. He's telling me off. Mum, what are you doing?
He's very chill. He's a lovely little baby. Yeah, I was lucky enough to go up and visit Hailey and her bub, what was it, about a month ago?
Yep.
Yeah, about a month ago. He's super chill and he's so cute.
It
was so odd though because I had the opposite thing where my boys were both, I say evicted, I had to get them induced, at just before 42 weeks. So both my boys were bigger than your bub when he'd been was like a month old or something when I met him. And when they were earthbound, they'd never been that small. Just like so little.
Yeah, he was.
He
was tiny. He was, I think, 2.3 kilos when he was born. So just itty bitty. And swimming in 5'0" clothes.
Wow.
I did go and buy him a couple of preemie pieces, but I mean, he grew out of them really, really fast. Once he was sort of out and being fed, he did grow really quickly. So he's still little, but very quickly growing out of everything. And he has one of my hairs wrapped around his foot.
Uh-oh, get rid of that. Do you realise now, like after you've got a baby, there's so many things that you're like hyper aware of?
Absolutely, 100%. So I have a cold at the moment, and I was like, I can't give him this cold. He's too little. Like, he won't, what if he doesn't cope with it well, and blah, blah, blah. And I have been hyper vigilant about like sanitizing and, not kissing him and all this jazz, and like not touching his hands. And then I was just having a chat with Kat, and we were talking about, or Kat was telling me the benefits of a baby having just like, a cold in their first 12 months. So now I'm regretting all of my
he's
efforts.
only a couple months old.
He's got time. We've got time.
But we were sort of messaging just before, and look, to be fair, babies with colds are quite hard because a lot of the time they don't understand what's going on.
That's right.
If they've got like blocked noses and they can't breathe properly, it really like concerns them because they don't know what to do. Yeah. And like when they're, toddlers and stuff, you can tell them to blow their nose and whatnot. But when they're babies, they're just like, you can just see like the panic that I can't breathe, especially if they're needing to drink milk and they can't breathe through their nose. Like, tough.
Of course.
Yeah, or they use dummies and they can't breathe. Like, it's tough. But yeah, I was sort of mentioning how my first was born in like the lockdown era where everyone was wearing masks and sanitizing, and like there were no viruses going around, and it became problematic because then there's issues to do with the immune system if you don't get colds in the first year, and a nurse friend was explaining it to me. And then also what happened was that once they were sort of let out in the open a couple of years down the track, it was like people were really struggling with bad colds and like flus because things had mutated and they hadn't been like keeping up to, like their immune system wasn't getting small doses of things over the couple of years. So when people did get their first colds, they were really brutal. So it sucks if you get it, but it also sucks if you don't.
Oh God, I dread when he first gets sick because, look, we've made no secret of this over the years. I am a very emotional person. And pregnancy made me even more emotional, which Kat and I have chatted about on this podcast. But I tell you what, motherhood, holy fuck. I cannot watch anything that has anything to do with, like, even the concept of children suffering.
Yep.
Like, all of this, like, war stuff, I can't do it.
Yep.
Because all I do is think about the little babies and the little kids, and it just kills me.
Yeah.
So the thought of him getting sick makes me want to cry. Like, I can't.
See, I'm not a hugely emotional person, but I do agree with you. Like, motherhood, it is hard to see things like stories on news about kids, things happening, because it just like tugs these other strings that I like didn't previously really. Like, there might have been little like taps on the string, but not like
you have compassion.
But it wouldn't make me like cry. Whereas even things like, I was watching that Frankenstein movie on Netflix the other night, and even the scene where like it's new, so you probably haven't seen it, but. And I don't watch much TV, so the fact that I was watching this at all, I couldn't even get all the way through. It was too fucking long. But anyway, I was watching a scene where, like, the son is sort of, there's a relationship with the mother, and then the mum dies, and this is early on, so there's no spoilers, but the mum dies. Another thing that happens when you're a mum, I don't know if you've felt this, but all of a sudden you have this really strong feeling, well, I did anyway, feeling of like, now whatever I do impacts someone's life forever.
Oh,
if
yes.
all of a sudden I disappear, if all of a sudden I'm XYZ, like even if I have little contact with my kid, which that obviously hasn't happened, but let's say if something happened and I was out of the picture, even my absence affects my kid.
That's right.
Like for their life. So
Absolutely.
Just even thinking about this boy losing his mum, I was like, oh, my son. And yeah, it opens a different level of sort of viewing things.
Motherhood really, like, it's a whole different world. I feel like I see women so differently now.
Yes.
And look, I was recently at a funeral, and we'll get into that discussion because we have news. But I was recently at a funeral, and it was a long day, and I was sitting with Bub, and I had about 5 women at the wake come up to me to, one, coo over the baby, but first to ask me if I needed anything.
Yeah.
And I think motherhood, not only has it made me even more emotional and more compassionate towards everyone and everything, but it's made me see women. Like, I had no idea what mothers were going through. Mm-hmm. And like, fuck me, man. I wish I knew, because I feel, I would say I have guilt around it. Like, not seeing mothers and what they go through, and like, I guess being more supportive. And I'm going to say it now, like, public apology to Kat and every mother who has come before me. I should have helped more. I should have been at your house every day when Sebastian was born, fucking lockdown be damned, and I should have been cleaning your house and cooking you meals and shushing your baby when you needed a break. Like, I have an easy baby, and I even find it challenging some days, you know, just getting stuff done. But I can't even imagine what it's like for mums who had babies who have had like colic or other things that sort of make them a bit more challenging to look after on a daily basis. So yeah, I see mums, and motherhood changes you.
Yeah,
it's
look,
incredible.
I respect that and I appreciate that, but the funny thing is, like, I also have held that guilt where I know people that have had kids, and prior to having kids, you're like, oh, it's probably just easier if I just let them have their space, or
100%.
whatever happens to be.
That's what I thought as well.
Then I know people, and I went through this with friends that were upset that I didn't reach out to them when I was in like the trenches with newborn baby and difficult baby. And they're like, oh, but you didn't reach out to see how I'm going. I'm like, fuck you, man. Like, fuck you.
Shut up.
So
I understand. Leave me the fuck alone.
Yeah, I understand what it's like to have friends who haven't experienced it, and then there's a flip once they have. And I get it, and I feel like, you know, people will say, oh, I've heard that it's, you know, changes things when you've had kids. And I'm like, I'll just be like, I'm like, it's until you actually choose to have kids or have kids, understand. Like, you will never understand. So there's no point me actually explaining it.
That's right.
If I keep trying to explain it, I just sound like I'm pushing a fucking agenda. When in reality, like, you're never going to have that perspective. And I was talking to you when I was visiting you, like, one thing that's odd about having a kid is, like, I will look at other people that don't have kids now, and I'm all for people not choosing, like, not wanting to have kids. I've got family members, I've got heaps of friends that are in their 40s, don't have kids, don't want kids, and like, mad respect, live your best life. But like, they will never understand what I go through, the good and the bad. Like, there are hard times, but at the same time, like you said, it's unlocked a different world. I've transcended to this like level of importance and like responsibility and love and joy that I can't explain to people. So I don't even bother trying. I think I give a lot of people grace where I'm like, if you don't know, like, I understand that you don't know, but at the same time, there is that, like, I wish I was closer to you and not a 4.5 hour flight away, because I'd be at your house like every other week,
every day with the kids
and whatnot. So it sucks because, like, you need a village, and a lot of the time, if the village aren't already parents themselves, they just go, oh, hang on, you need space. And it's like,
Yes.
you might go, I look disheveled and I'm having a hard time. But in reality, I might be really fucking lonely, really struggling here. And people are leaving me alone, which sucks. So
yes, yeah.
It's a really weird one, but I bet all the people that came up to you at the funeral were people that are mothers because they fucking get it.
Yeah. And it was always like, you know, do you need a drink? Do you need something to eat? I was like, no, I'm fine. And then it was like, oh my God, your baby is so cute. I felt really seen and like cared for in that regard. And I was like, wow, this is what it's like to be a mum. Like, so many women came before us and have experienced this. And they are trying to help me because they know what it's like.
Yeah.
And, you know, and now I understand. And it sounds simple, I suppose, but you truly never understand how important it is until, like, you're in it and you've got one yourself.
Can I ask you a question? Because this is one thing that, like, I always roll my eyes at, but I don't say anything because I know I don't want to, like, make people feel bad. What's your thoughts now on when, like, you're a pet owner and a pet lover. What's your thoughts now when you hear people comparing having a pet as like having a baby?
Oh my God.
Because that to me, I just like internally roll my eyes but say nothing. But it is one of those things where I'm like, don't even start me.
You have no idea. Okay, if we're talking about people who are like, oh, the pet is my baby. Okay, well, I get it. Yeah. You love your pet, but you don't have any idea. It's not the same. It's so, they're completely different worlds. The love you're going to feel for a baby is, oh my God, I can't even describe it. It feels like it's heaven sent. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's just amazing. But also the responsibility is next fucking level.
Yeah.
Like,
and it's super overwhelming.
It's not the same. Oh, it can be incredibly overwhelming. And like something that I have felt a few times is like when, you know, he's fussy and remember, I have a good baby, so even when he's fussy, he's not that bad. Sometimes I will start to feel like a burst of frustration.
Yeah.
And instantly I feel regret. I'm like, do not, like, oh my God, why am I feeling that way? Like,
fucking mum guilt. It's the word.
Oh, it's horrible.
Guilty over fucking everything.
Exactly. So, like, even if, you know, you're, like, if you're in the trenches with your baby or you're having a bad moment or whatever, it's absolutely nothing compared to your pet. You can put your pet outside if you need to. The dog can go outside. The cat, you can pop the cat in a safe
in the
space
laundry,
with a
like
litter
my
tray. Exactly.
Bloody annoying.
At least your baby doesn't shit on the bench.
Yes. Fucking cat.
It's completely different. I do respect people loving their pets. I understand it. I have felt it myself, but no, it doesn't compare. It really doesn't compare. So there is another life update that I want to share. This one's a sad one, so we're going to get it out the way. Chris's mum passed away recently. A couple of days after Bub was born. His name's Hudson, by the way. Hopefully you can catch some of his baby babble. We got a call or a message from Chris's mum, Michelle, that she was going in for a double lung transplant. Now, the transplant... Oh, you just vomited. That's lovely. So, the plan for the double lung transplant had been in the works for quite a while. So, at this point, Michelle had met Hudson, which was lovely. And we were in the same hospital. She was going in to have her transplant done, and everything went really well. The surgery went well, her recovery was going really well. Hudson and I got discharged from the hospital and then would go and visit her while she was recovering. But unfortunately, she had some complications pop up, and it just got worse and worse, and she ended up in intensive care, and I was like, she's not going to die. this is like, no way. It wasn't even on the cards in my mind. I was like, no, they're going to treat her. She's going to get better. Everything's going to be fine. But to my shock, she did pass away. And it's really like rocked the family. She was, you know, oh my God, such a beautiful woman. Like, I can't even tell you. You know how people talk about, like, you know, having a monster-in-law and having, like, a lovely mother-in-law? Like, she was top tier. She did so much for us in the lead up to Hudson being born. And the plan was for her to be around and, you know, help with him and have a nice long life. And when she got the call for going in for the transplant after he was born, we were like, oh my God, like, this is meant to be. It's amazing, you know, like, all of our dreams are coming true. And then for her to pass away, it just, like, oh, I still can't believe it, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't feel real. And she was still young. And you know what I think is the worst part about it? Like, her needing a double lung transplant was through no fault of her own. Like, she's never been a smoker or anything like that. She had another condition. And it just feels unfair.
Yeah.
And like such a waste. And every time I look at Hudson and think about her, it makes me want to cry. Because I'm like, he's never going to know her and she was amazing. Yeah, that comes back to you talking about, like, mums play such a big role, and when they're lost, it's such a huge loss, you know, like the whole family feels it, and especially the children. And even though her children are grown, it's no less of a loss. Mums are like, they're so important. Women should rule the world. They really should.
I agree. But yeah, that it's when you messaged me and told me about that, I was super shocked. It's just it, like you said, it's super unfair and
just horrible.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know. At least she got to meet Hudson. But
I know, and we are so,
like, there was a beautiful life planned.
I know there was so, like, the potential that's been lost.
Yeah. Like, I look at my boys with my parents in particular, because my boys aren't in childcare, so my parents help out a lot, and they pretty much see my mum 4 days a week and my dad 3 days a week. And they're not only, like, my boys, they have better lives because of like such a close connection with their grandparents, and they see their other set of grandparents on the weekend as well, so we're not ignoring them, but my parents are a little bit more involved. Like, and the bond that they have formed, especially like with my dad, who's like their best friend, it has enriched and given my parents like a new lease on life. And like my dad, like, I don't think I've ever seen him so happy in his whole entire life. So it's just so sad to see that would have been the path for your family.
That's right. Yeah. The potential, like, it's just, it's heartbreaking, you know. And she, oh God, such a good grandmother, and just fucking loved her grandkids so much.
Yeah.
She wanted to live, and she, you know, she fought until the end, you know, like, she was unwell for a long time, and to have that, like, right there, right in her fingertips, the potential to, like, get better and for it to go south, just so unbelievably devastating. Mm-hmm. Anyway, that's our sad news.
You've had a roller coaster of a last
it's been crazy. But Hudson has met his other nana, my mum, and oh my God, she's fucking obsessed with him. She calls me every day, to the point of annoyance sometimes, and she's like, let me see the baby. Let me see the baby. So that is really nice.
Yeah.
You know, and also he does have his grandpa here, or his pop. He absolutely loves him as well. So it's hard, but we still have people around us who love us. So not all is lost.
Yeah. So that's essentially life update.
Yeah.
What's been going on. And probably why we're coming back a bit later than what we expected.
What we expected, yeah.
Yeah. Also, on my end, it's nothing exciting except I've been like crazy busy with work. We've been traveling a lot, doing a lot of programs, doing a lot of in-person things.
You've been traveling so much.
Too fucking much. To the point where I've had to buy travel-sized toiletries. Like,
oh my.
Yeah, I know. I've actually become that person that's like, buy a travel-sized skincare set because I've got like, got to go to Brisbane and got to go to Sydney and got to go to Hobart and got to go to Adelaide. Like, it's been busy. It's starting to quiet down, which is great. I've been catching up on filming today and I'm like, I don't know myself. I'm like, what the actual fuck? But also we're just getting into the starting school transition. So we're doing like orientation days. I'm trying to do school readiness programs. I'm trying to like connect him with resources because he needs a bit more help. It's just like we've been busy, but not like emotionally busy, just like grind.
Yes.
Busy.
Both of your boys aged up in the time that we've left. Is that right?
Oh, no, one of them did.
No, Finny did.
Finny did. Yeah, so he turned 3. Yeah. He's a big guy. He's super sensible and he's so funny. But so he had a birthday and probably the highlight of his year was he went and saw Monster Jam in early October.
Yes.
He was counting down for about 5 months.
Wow.
He loves Monster Jam. Yeah, so we've been just grinding and busy. I think things are starting to sort of settle down a bit now, which is going to be good.
That's nice.
But yeah, it's been a bit hectic here. So I think we're probably, dare I say that we'll probably try to start creating content in the new year or when we're on school holidays, Christmas holidays, Hailey, and then
break.
we can sort of schedule some stuff up in the new year. Yeah. Do you reckon that feels comfortable?
I think that feels good. And if we do have time before then, I'm down for it.
I caught up with Madeline, so our friend Madeline.
Oh, yes.
And we were browsing Doncaster and we were in like Sephora and looking at stuff. And she was keeping me updated on things that are like hyped up and like, oh, and people are reviewing this and people are saying this about this. And I'm like, oh, are they? And she's like, I thought you'd know this stuff. Isn't this your job?
Nah.
And I was like, no, Madeline, it's not my job. I have no idea what's going on.
It's my hobby.
Since Hailey's had a baby, I have not looked at new release stuff. I bought the Natasha Denona foundation because I was curious and because you mentioned it and Madeline was looking at it, so I ordered it at the Sephora sales recently. But in terms of knowing what's going on, I am fucking clueless. So I'm even like, let's just start, like if we start recording stuff, let's do sort of stuff that isn't like timely because I need to I need to keep up to date with what's happening in the beauty sphere and I have put my blinkers on for the past couple months. So
me too. In terms of beauty stuff, I did also buy the Natasha Denona foundation, but here's how out of the loop I am. I bought a shade that is completely not suitable for me. I don't know how I managed that, but I have it sitting here and I can't use it.
Well, based on you doing that, I went down a couple of shades.
Yeah.
Or up, whichever. Fucking lighter. I went lighter.
Yeah. Yes.
Because I didn't have them in store where I was looking, which is stupid because in other stores they had them. But I just thought I'll go a bit lighter just in case. But like, anyway. So I've been buying stuff but not paying attention to anything that's going on. So we'll have to spruce up and get back in touch with what's happening.
Yep, I agree. I would love to do that. Maybe we could do like a holiday special.
Yeah, like a holiday. What the fuck is this?
Yeah, exactly. What is this crap?
Yeah.
I like that idea. I like it. All right, guys. So we're going to wrap that up there. We hope you enjoyed it. Feel free to let us know if you have any big life updates that you are happy to share publicly. Bubby says his big one is I was born and I like the booby milk.
Excellent.
We will catch. It is a big one. We will catch you guys in the next one.
See ya. Bye.